The biggest issue is this grass median here with the trees. Underneath the plan, all of this gets removed and the sidewalk is right along the road. Take a look at these palm trees behind me here. It looks like hell on earth. There's a lot of controversy and questions over this mural in Imperial Beach. Coming up on 10 News, I'll explain why it was taken down. Look at this guy over here. We got a little TV dinner here. He's waiting for his spaceship to arrive. Most of the people who I spoke to today who ride the bus or the trolley told me they usually feel pretty safe. But then they got really interested when I told them there's a plan out there to make this ride even safer. I'm standing at the crossroads of Broyle and What Are You Doing Here, where the sign says drink water. Even the 10 News Doppler blue light special thermometer is reading 112 degrees. These caution signs themselves are kind of confusing. You see this green car right here. We're told 2 people died in this green car. Then back over here, it hit another car, this dark gray SUV. It seems like everyone's looking for new ways to find water. Well, the reality is it could be as simple as pulling it out of thin air. They're afraid their beautiful park will be replaced with thousands of homes, tall buildings, and more traffic. The idea itself is really pretty simple. They want to take a tube and put it right underneath the arches for bicyclists. And if that doesn't work, maybe put it on the side of the bridge. Now look to your right, my left, up this hill. Adam Hilberry and the crew with Travis Rice were up this hill. They just booked it out of here because you can see all down this hill. It's orange. I'm going to take you to a unique camp that's giving young women access to things they otherwise would never be able to do. We've done a lot of stories out here at the UCSD Shake Table, but nothing like this. Not with this material. Now this is the dummied down version so I can understand. Using extra unused energy, water will be pumped from the San Vicente Reservoir to a new reservoir that's farther up the mountain. Then when we need the power, gravity will drop the upper reservoir water down through a turbine generating electricity, saving the water back in the original reservoir. A lot of people in Chula Vista have invested in security cameras and these little doorbells with cameras built into them, but there's a growing concern here in Eastern Chula Vista that this may not be good enough. That was great fun getting this assignment.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Actually, Doris, can you raise your hand? That's my boss. She sent me out to the desert today because she hates me.
At first, the thought was that somebody fell off and that they would...
Rigney says,
You're in the sneeze zone.
140,000 gallons a minute.
That's a ton of water.
It is.
When you look out on these hillsides, what do you see?
I see potential.
Look how low he is going. That is amazing. Right towards
Hey, Joe,
us,
about how far away are you from all this right now?
I would say we're a good quarter mile right now. We're the closest road to this fire line right now. More and more people are using the 125 toll road every year. I have fast track, but there are some people who are a little bit confused because there are parts of the toll road that weren't finished. There is no doubt the Coronado Bay Bridge is one of the most iconic images in San Diego. The only problem is at nighttime, they can't really see it. 24 hours ago, this water was coming out of someone's toilet. Coming up on 10 News, you will not believe what it's being used for now. The Bayshore Bikeway is one of the coolest features of San Diego Bay. He basically said trying to stop one of these firestorms that is being pushed by Santa Ana winds is like going to the beach and trying to stop a tsunami with your hands. A lot of anger and also a lot of sadness. We're here at the Mighty 1090 where these radio hosts have been fielding phone calls from fans who still can't believe the Chargers are leaving. The proposal also includes this Welcome Home Amazon book. It's really a coffee table sized book, but it's all designed to lure this headquarters to the eastern side of town. As you can see, there is absolutely nothing out here. But what is out here, according to the city of Chula Vista, is shovel-ready land. This property is zoned for Amazon. It's already permitted for Amazon. I spoke to CAL FIRE's chief and asked him what worries him the most when he looks at a map of San Diego County. He immediately said this area south of Interstate 8 concerns him the most because of all the vegetation that's grown out here and the wind that usually blows these branches through this valley. That monster resort hotel will go right here behind me. That's really just the beginning. It's the catalyst for so much more development that will take over the Chula Vista Bayfront. But there's a plan that's also decades old that's going to close this resort down and replace it with something much bigger. Most cities have more than one police officer for every 1,000 residents. Not Chula Vista. They have less than one, more like 0.9 for every 1,000 residents. And if you're keeping score at home, Coronado is the best with almost 2 full officers for every 1,000 residents. Red is a universal color for bad, and in Chula Vista, this red represents a bunch of kids who were overweight and unhealthy. But coming up on 10 News, I'll show you how they got rid of the red in less than 6 years. Right now, his district has 8, count them, 8 illegal pot shops. That's more than all the 7-Elevens in this part of town. In fact, if you combine the 7-Elevens and the Starbucks, it's the same amount as illegal pot shops. The name also changed. They just haven't updated the signs yet. They're dropping Olympic from the name there, and they're changing it to the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center. This man in the blue shirt stole $2,000 from their business, but coming up on 10 News, I'll explain why he thinks this guy's running a scam targeting other businesses in the area as well. That colorful history ranges from big business to brothels. Now this behind me, thankfully, is neither of those. Look what happened right behind me here. This is a roof belonging to one of the units up here. Maxwell's gonna walk with me up here to show you. You can see up there towards the top, the second floor roof right there. You can see the copper siding is falling off. And the wind, you can see me right now, the wind is still blowing, guys. I just watched a guy shoot this glass from point blank range, and as you can see, it shattered into 1,000,000 pieces. But then I saw him shoot another piece of glass protected by this thin piece of plastic, and you will not believe the difference. These tracks belong to the Chula Vista Life Steamers. They've been here for 45 years, and during that entire time, they never sustained as much damage as they did last Friday. Sweetwater is gonna let this flow for 16 days, and during that time, they'll deliver enough water downstream to last all of their customers 6 months. One of the things that the biggest problem is here is with the heavy rains we had this winter, it's all this up there, all this brush that you heard Rachel talking about. Now, the biggest problem with drilling out this lock is that lock also opens up the entire front of this mailbox, which means the mail carrier can't deliver anything or take anything with them. The church's property line extends to about right here where the blue flag is, meaning the nativity scene was on their property. But the only problem is the HOA may have an easement that extends beyond this sign. In order to have their fun, these guys hopped the curb and then tore off into the field. That's where they did this nice donut in the soggy grass, but they didn't stop here. Those yahoos drove clear out to here to do their best Dukes of Hazzard impersonation. Because of California's droughts, I've done a lot of stories for 10 News about water issues affecting their community, but this is the first time I've ever done anything with something like that. Comic-Con posters are already dotting the downtown landscape, celebrating the largest comic book convention in the world, and size does matter. Unfortunately for San Diego, our convention center isn't big enough for the events that would make Comic-Con look small. Well, yeah, so I missed this memo. We are apparently no longer calling the Q Qualcomm Stadium. Now it's San Diego Stadium for the time being, but I for one wouldn't mind going back to calling it after this guy, Jack Murphy Stadium.
Did you put on sunscreen?
Yeah,
okay.
It shows us.
You got a nice tan, yeah.
Thank you, go away now.
All right.
You're awesome. He's awesome. Reporting live in La Jolla, Joe Little, 10 News. In Chula Vista. Too bad they didn't get stuck in this mess. Reporting live in Chula Vista, Joe Little, 10 News.